people attacking me and say, I can't believe that because I think the predator or sugar baby need too many money, and I don't have money. And I think I remember before this is a star, this crazy show star. I remember I tell too many times with Kris and say, I need too many papers for the other apartment. Maybe wait for my apartment and maybe later you come here and you look at the city, what is the best site? And she say no, because I need the apartment. I need a very big apartment because my family, my friends coming. And okay, so mad.
So here's the thing. Jeymi goes live once the tell was done, and now she's speaking her truth without the interruption of Kris cutting her up, and also at the same time without Debbie in the background calling her a freaking predator, and anyone else on the cast who wasn't looking to defend her because they just wanted to defend their fellow American. I honestly give over. But either way though, when we talk about the housing situation, why did it cost so much more? Why did Jeymi go for a home that was bigger? Well, you heard it yourself. Because Kris wanted a bigger home, so therefore whenever a family came, they'd have a bigger space for them all to stay. I mean, the only thing that's quite frustrating is why this wasn't said on the tell-all. But again, like I said before, whenever Jeymi did try and talk, all Kris did was ever cut her up. Now, before we continue, I will say this. Shout out to 90 Sips of Reality. Keep it up with all the juice that is happening right now with 90 Day. And with that being said, though, please make sure you smash the freaking like button. Now, let's continue with the rest of this madness, if you dig what I'm saying.
That happened, or did they just let?
Did they protect you after that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. The productions is very amazing, and in reality, he told me, you can, along with Kris, you can, because you are my responsibility. I say, okay, she go to the hotel because this is my house.
Yeah.
All right.
So, you know, the crazy part is the question. How comes this was never brought up on the tell-all? Now, that is a very good question, to be honest with you, right? That's something that was pinned there. It is quite sad that it takes for someone like Jeymi to only be able to voice herself in terms of what happened, you know, with the whole physicality with her and Kris, you know, once the show is over. And I think, to be honest with you, one of the biggest flaws with 90 Day Fiancé is the fact that Sharp Entertainment, obviously the people that actually film it, they never really allow us to witness someone being questioned for behavior that is unacceptable. But the wildest thing is that if it had been Jeymi, it had been physical Kris, I promise you now, it would have been a topic. Because look at it this way, remember when Mike Burke was a 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days with him and her? We saw him act out like a little baby. This guy, 1 minute he's running away like a minion, next minute he's there and he's telling him that he won't leave the house because he pays for it, literally holding her hostage in her own house with her sister and her kids, acting like a complete brat. But then they didn't even ask him any of those questions on the tell. All they did was just target him and her for being a gold digger, you know, for using him for money. I never really wanted to be with him, even though we saw a whole season of Mike being disgusting with farting. You know, his hygiene was all over the place. His tidiness was just absolutely up. Like, honestly, the way he represented American men was disgusting, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if him never wants to be around another American man, or at least another man from New York anyway, because this man would leave his shoes everywhere. He would fart while they're kissing. Same thing when they were making intercourse, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, he's refusing to leave the house because, when he's been hostile. And now in a situation here where we're watching Kris throughout the season, someone that blatantly said that I love knives. Knives is a thing for me. But then at the same time, we saw her be hella aggressive with her tone, shutting down Jeymi whenever Jeymi tried to have a voice. And then when she had enough, she would then be pushing Jeymi. Like, really and truly. And then we talk about the track record of people that they've had who've been arrested after the show, even before the show. It's just crazy though, because it would be nice if they actually did question these people when these things happened, you know? We should be hearing about this until, you know, you talk about TLC, the Learning Channel. Why not ask the cast members those hard-hitting questions so they can answer for why they did that. And hopefully, whether they're lying or not, hopefully there's something that we can learn from it. But hiding the truth, that's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Either way, Jeymi obviously does come out and say that the production team did protect her, which is fantastic. But if you're going to put it on TV, address it at the tell-all as well. It's just that simple. But hey, man, an American, we won't question you. Foreign, we will question you. I mean, that's how it works most of the time, but yeah.
So I want to know, how much money did Kris really send you? Because I know that you have receipts and you can tell us exactly a number, because we can't get a straight number out of Kris or her mom.
Yes. Look, I have the proof and I have the receipt. But in this moment, and Sean tell me how much money, and mi total fue desde toda la relación. My totality is the whole relationship. It's first day I meet Kris, and right now 1749. I might not remember. I don't remember that, but I think that. But this moment she arrived in Colombia is other month. This is no. Is no. This I think is 1250. She come here.
Wow.
Okay. Got it.
So,
Yes.
question that is just driving me crazy is all of her different excuses for everything. She's got neck pain, back pain, the car accident, the motorcycle, the identity theft, the son, the narcolepsy. There's always something. Was it just a different excuse every single time? Just
Yes, because the other excuse, and you never listen, is she living in here, and she say, I need to go to my dog. I need to go because I need to pick up to my dog, because I can't live in other country without my dog. And I say, okay, you need to go to dog. And other day I say, my son's birthday. Okay, I need to go to my partner home. Okay, I need my motorcycle. Okay, go. And she say she no come back from my birthday because other excuse, because she have too many excuses.
yeah.
She say all the time, she say different things.
Yeah.
You know, this is the biggest problem, isn't it? When it comes to Kris, excuse after excuse after excuse. And the crazy thing is that Kris lies so much, that she forgets her own lies, you know? And the worst part about it is that even her mum's in on the act. So they tell all the mum was even trying to gang up on Jeymi. Debbie was then trying to gang up on Jeymi by also supporting the mother. But honestly, it was disgusting to watch. It was actually disgusting to watch. I'm just happy that they didn't work out and that Jeymi got away. It is sad how obviously it all went out. It all turned out, you know, in the end. In terms of obviously Jeymi, obviously you end up having to spend X amount of money, given the fact that Kris had given her the go-ahead to leave her job. Given the fact that, you know, Kris was supposed to come there and they were supposed to, you know, obviously live together and be together. But instead, Kris comes out with excuses of why to bounce. How the hell do you actually miss your partner's? How do you miss your wife's first ever birthday whilst you're married? Always an excuse, always a reason. Kris, you need help.
You had a conversation with another woman when she disappeared for a month. That's when she tried to say that you cheated. Where did this woman live? Did this woman live in Texas?
Yes.
So you never
In this moment, the only woman in my life, other woman, I'm sorry, my cell phone no have too many buttons, and right now I have to charge it. Okay, sorry. And the only woman in my life, other woman, is the woman in Texas. And she'll come here in my life before she coming. Before Kris coming, this woman texts me.
Yeah.
Kris disappeared for 1 month. In the first or second episode, she said, I'm disappeared for 3 weekends. I don't remember. I don't remember, but I think she said that. But she said, I'm disappeared for 3 weeks.
Wow.
So,
And in the tell-all, she said, I'm disappeared for 5 days.
right, 5 days is what she said.
Yeah.
You see, I actually caught on to that myself, you know, but I got confused. Because I was like, wait, Kris did say to us though at the beginning of the season that she did ghost her for a month. And now she's saying 5 days. I thought that, and I was gonna say something, but then I was like, maybe I'm tripping. But you know when somebody lies to you so much and somebody goes back and forth, it starts to make you question whether you've been hearing things or not. It makes you start to question. You know what I mean? I mean, this is how manipulation happens, right? This is how people end up being in relationships with people who are manipulative. You know what I mean? Who are mental abusers. Make you question everything. But listen, obviously, I'm happy that Jeymi obviously addressed that here, because you know, I mean, I should have, but it's better obviously when you hear it from the horse's mouth, if you dig what I'm saying. But hey, let's continue.
Who is
Her
the
story
truth?
was always
And
changing, though. Chris's story was always changing, and she could never remember what she said the time, you know, before the next conversation. She could never remember what she said.
So how long was she in Colombia total? That was my, because it seemed like she wasn't in Colombia for that long. Because but I know we didn't see everything. I know they don't film everything. How long was she physically there?
20 days.
Wow.
No, one
Whoa.
month. 1 month. 1 month. 1 month. 1
Are
month.
you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, because she come here in Colombia in maybe 10 February 10, and she go 20 March.
Wow.
Get out. So you guys only saw each other for 20 days.
Yes, in 20 days, all filmings. Maybe
Wow.
no say 20 days. Say 1
Okay.
month. 1 month. She here 1 month. But in 1 month, 20 days is filming.
Wow.
That's insane. So there was only 10 days where you guys were interacting without cameras.
Yes, maybe no, maybe 10 days, because the others is photo shoots, the others is an interviews. I have more days in the filming, but filming with her 20.
How long was she?
I'm paid my.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of wild, isn't it? Like, you fly somewhere, you marry someone, and then you just disappear. That's all I can add for that one, man. Like that says it. That whole thing says it for. I can't even get the word out of my mouth, but that says it all. That says it all right there. What was ever the point in the first place? Can somebody tell me what was the point? Stupid.
Grading. I pay my grading. She paid my dress and my shoes,
Wow.
but I'm paying my grading.
So throughout the season, she made it seem like every dime that was spent came from her. So can we get an idea of what she actually paid for versus what you were paying for? Okay,
I'm paying my.
Sadly, we didn't actually get the answer to that one. That was all that was recorded there. But it is what it is, man. At least we got a good amount of footage of obviously what went down within the interview itself in particular, or the conversation, I say. I feel like, again, I mean, for me, I think it's cool that obviously, you know, Jeymi's had a chance to come out and has had a chance to obviously voice everything on her side without having to be interrupted by Kris or Debbie. And anybody else that was pretty much interrupting, do you know what I mean? But those are the two people that wasn't allowing her to speak pretty much for the most part. Too busy talking about how Jeymi was a predator. Like, come on, man. Like, really? But at the end of the day, as it stands right now, Jeymi dodged a bullet. And that bullet is obviously Kris. And to be honest with you, I stand by exactly what Jeymi said to tell. Kris needs to go and get help. She needs help, 100%, because she's always telling different stories all the time, always got different excuses all the time. never has any evidence to back up anything that she's got to say. All the time, she's just saying things with no proof. And to be honest with you, her mum is no better, because her mum is pretty much enabling her daughter's behavior. And it's quite disgusting that the mum is actually enabling her daughter's behavior. Because in reality, if the mother was to actually hold her daughter accountable for her own actions, then maybe her daughter wouldn't be now on her third freaking marriage. That is the bottom line. Honestly, I'm not surprised that her son has turned out the way he is. Look at the role model in front of him. And to be honest with you, when you've got, you know, I mean, it's one thing that Kris is clearly not a good role model for her children, but then when you got Nanny, Kris's mum now, also not necessarily trying to, you know, not necessarily trying to actually be an actual mother to her own daughter, then therefore, you know what I mean? It's like a chain of events, isn't it? Either way, thank you so much for your time. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Again, shout out to 90 Sips of Roti for obviously providing us with the footage. But with that being said, thank you so much. And obviously, to be fair, shout out to the people. I think it's George who done the interview. To be fair, so shout out to him for obviously getting Kris on and obviously getting Jeymi on and obviously giving us a little tea here, if you dig what I'm saying. And obviously the other two ladies that were there. One was a translator, the other one I haven't got a clue. But yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.